Hello, collective. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Divine Eye Mystic Tarot. This is a general reading, you all. Thank you guys for returning. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad to have you. Thank you all for your love and your support, your likes, your shares, definitely your subscribes. If you have not subscribed to my channel so far, hopefully you do by the end of this read or one of the others. Um, Thank you guys so very much for your donations as well as your emails. I'm definitely okay. Okay. Just been doing some other things and just spreading the wealth. You know what I'm saying? And the love. So sending you all love and light on your spiritual journey. Keep moving forward. Keep your vibration high. Keep your thoughts positive. All right. Don't entertain unnecessary bullshit. Don't, find yourself, what I'm saying, pulled into unnecessary conversations, you know what I'm saying, chaos and things like that. Don't fall victim to somebody's, you know, imbalance. You know what I'm saying? Don't be triggered by other people's, issues or past aggressions, like anything that you may not have said a whole lot about, but you just walked away, or some people you may have, disassociated yourself with just to keep the bullshit down or clear your energy out, may not have really talked to these people. Don't entertain, the curiosity most folks have as to why you don't fuck with them and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? This is the season. This is the time, for a lot of people from your past to come back around and do that. And some of them are betting on some new people, that you don't even really know, whether they own or offline, to play a part in triggering you in that way as well. So be mindful of your energy. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful of the things that you entertain, the people you entertain, the company you keep. All right. This reading could be something past. It could be something that you already have currently gotten clarity on. This could be clarity. Could be validation for a lot of you as well. This could be something currently going on. It could be something that you're manifesting coming forward. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to whatever it is that you are hoping, for the best in moving forward. All right. Gender is also fluid. All right. So if I'm talking about a she in a situation, it could also be a masculine in that same situation. Got the same thing going on. All right. Just flip the roles. Give me 3 cards in this reading for my collective. What does my collective need to know? Give me 3 cards for this message for my collective. Overall energy, give me 3 cards. What does my collective need to know? Give me 3 cards. Give me 3 cards for the spirit home angels. First card, why didn't that poison work on you? It came out in reverse. This could be something somebody, is keeping to themselves as far as why something didn't work on you for it to be in reverse. And it could have been something that happened, that was unbeknownst to you. Especially if, whatever somebody intended for something to do didn't have any effect on you. So you may not have known who did this, or it may not, and you may have had like a thought, you know, of somebody you may have, that's a part of your past right now that you're no longer involved with. This could be somebody that you were curious about to begin with. Like, it could be just hearing this, you may know who somebody is that could be capable of doing something like that, or had reason to. Even if it's somebody you felt like, at one time should have genuinely cared about you, or you may not have thought this person was into something like this. Especially if you didn't think you were around anybody that would have any reason to do this or do something like that. Just seeking elders for advice and guidance, it came out in reverse. So this could have been somebody, that was the Hermit in reverse, Temperance in reverse, the Magician in reverse. Like, somebody was not looking at going within, you know what I'm saying, or getting any kind of genuine advice from somebody. I feel like this is somebody that may have been trying to do their own work in a situation, like trying to, be the judge and jury in their own life, you know what I'm saying, in their own decision making consequences, you know what I'm saying, trying to eliminate even having consequences of their actions. Like, this is somebody that will take matters into their own hands, without asking for any real guidance. They may have, been trying to, do something on their own, like I said, be their own judge and jury in a situation, when it comes to how something was to be looked at or resolved. I feel like somebody found their own way of, like, trying to bring some balance, or make something right, or get something to go in their direction, in their favor. Like, not asking anybody for help, you know what I'm saying. Five of Pentacles. Somebody was not looking at, trying to, even with the Hierophant in reverse, this is somebody that was not looking at trying to get any, sound advice. This is somebody that, mainly, just tries to find ways to, like, get something to go in their favor by way of their own, doing. Like, as far as them, putting something together, you know what I'm saying, or trying to do something on their own without anybody's help, you know what I'm saying. And it could be practitioner kind of work, you know what I'm saying. This is somebody that would not go to somebody that actually knew, and it's like somebody could have been trying to keep something that they were working on to themselves. Like, if they got something offline, yeah, somebody may have tried to do something on their own without any kind of advice or guidance, you know what I'm saying. Like, somebody that actually does, holistic, or some type of spiritual work, you know what I'm saying. That could be a very intuitive, you know what I'm saying, practitioner. This could be somebody, they could have went to somebody that could have given them, some guidance, in what they were doing and what they needed to do it for. But this is somebody that don't want to listen to anybody else's input or, suggestions, especially if it's going to be somebody that's going to tell them that they need to leave that alone and work on themselves, accept, how something is, move on, you know what I'm saying, work on you. This is somebody that didn't want to hear that. Man or woman. They wanted to do something, on the low by themselves, to get whatever result they were looking for without someone telling them, it's a better way to do something. And whatever they did, it is something that they may have been feeling like, was going to work because of their intentions, but not knowing their intentions may have been the reason why something didn't work. Because somebody may not have deserved something they did. Or somebody did something, they tried to put something together on their own, whatever this poison is. Somebody tried to do something on their own, and now, trying to keep it to themselves as to why something didn't work, because they didn't want to go to somebody to figure out if they were doing it right or how to properly do something. Next card, trying to stay away from you, spying, came out in reverse. It's like the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Like somebody was, whoever this message is for, it's like somebody possibly, is trying to do something behind the scenes to possibly like get something to go in their favor, because they don't want to look desperate. They don't want to look like they, and feel sorry for how something ended or turned out, or how something, went. Especially if they thought they had something up their sleeve to really, combat something that was going a certain way. And they tried it and did it and it didn't work. Like somebody may have felt like they had the gift, you know what I'm saying? They had the magic. But they didn't. Like somebody didn't get something right. And this is because they didn't want to look at going towards somebody that may have given them, some advice from a higher counsel. Somebody, more experienced, and, at something that this person was going through, is especially if it was something they felt like, somebody was going, elders or somebody that was more enlightened, in them areas, or just in life and just period, wisdom, was going to tell them something that they didn't want to hear. So this is somebody that, like I said, take matters into their own hands and trying to combat something that they know they actions or, they decision making got wrong. Like somebody got some things wrong with their decision making. And now it's like they tried to find some type of, way of getting out of something, or, keeping from having to deal with somebody, in a situation that may have been irreversible. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to have to accept, how something, turned out or is going to be. Because I hope they ain't trying to sacrifice somebody, but I feel like, because something didn't work, it's got them, to they self and kind of, but I feel like you know who this person is. This is somebody that don't want to come off as somebody that's desperate. They could have been somebody that's clingy, because I'm hearing clingy. You could have felt like this person was clingy. Or they didn't want to come off as that, but this is somebody that definitely was, trying to make it seem like they okay without you or something like that. Like not being around you, or you not being in their life isn't bothering them, but it is. And you may know that. You may know who this person is. All right. Clarify, why did this poison work on you? Clarify. Why didn't this poison work on you? What was this poison supposed to do? What was this poison supposed to do? Why didn't this poison work for you? What was it supposed to do? You got the Eight of Wands. It came out in reverse. Maybe it's supposed to slow things down. You got the Chariot in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Like something was supposed to cause some changes to happen internally. Like something was supposed to, deteriorate something, from the inside out. Because this is like somebody not knowing, what direction to go in. But it's like, somebody not being clear about, their decisions as far as what they wanted to do. This could have been somebody that was a procrastinator, or somebody that was like trying to save face, about the fact that they may have gotten something wrong, or they don't want to make it seem as though they don't have any control over a situation. Like somebody really was trying to test their power, but they wanted to slow something down. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody that at one time, was, they could have been going with the flow of something or some. Yeah. Somebody in a situation where they may have to, like, wait something out. You know what I'm saying? It may have caused them to have to delay taking, some swift action somewhere else because somebody was trying to get something done where they are, like trying to resolve the issues. Like, somebody may be wanting to leave a bad situation, a bad connection. I don't know why I'm getting that story allegedly. You say that first. Because I'm trying to remember, and I had the image of that situation, like when I saw it, when I said that. Back to, what was I going to say? Because I'm going to give you a kind of, close to what I was going to say. It's like somebody knowing that they got to stay the course until something, pans out. And it may be because they in a situation with somebody that they got to stay the course because it's something they really want out of it. I'm getting that thing about yeah, it's this situation with T Grizzly and his aunt. Whoever auntie was supposed to be, that's aunt. That's somebody he called his aunt. That supposedly, got murked allegedly, because of something that, had something to do with him. And it was the fact that he had signed over his masters to her in order for him to be able to get out of some debt without somebody, taking whatever earnings he was making, at the time, as part of that, and him not being able to get his money from what he was making when he got released. So he signed his masters, his rights over to his auntie, whoever this person is, he called his aunt or whatever at the time. And he wanted his masters and stuff back once he got out of this debt. And paid his dues to whoever he owed, but it was like that person wouldn't give him right away, something back that he, entrusted in, with this person. And it's like they allegedly saying that he did something, to kind of combat, going back and forth or having to change up something, to make something right in order for him to make, what I'm saying, come through on his word, with his auntie as far as whatever that conversation was about. It's giving that. It's giving like somebody possibly in a situation that may not be this situation, right here, but it's giving me that plot twist, you know what I'm saying, in that situation that T Grizzly had going on. But it's giving like with his 8 of Wands in reverse, somebody like dealing with something that they gotta just stay the course and let something, just go with the flow or something. And somebody may have went along, just like nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? And they may have tried to stick around to see why something like this could, like somebody, I'm seeing somebody like at a party, or they, pay for a couple of drinks. Maybe, you out with somebody, or they offer to pick you up something to eat. You want me to get you something on my way over there or something like that. And in the course of them doing that, it's like somebody put something in your drink or they put something in your food, to where when you ate it, because of all the flavor and seasoning in that food, you may not have, noticed it right away until maybe it was too late. And even then, you may not have noticed it because it wasn't somebody, I ain't gonna say they didn't do something right, but I feel like something didn't work because of your protection. And they may have sat around and watched you partake of whatever it was you were eating, drinking, to see, what the outcome would be, to try to be close to you when it happened, but nothing happened. Like you could have woke up, you know what I'm saying? Like they could have laid down with you, you know what I'm saying? Like say this is a lover. Like you could have laid down with this person, dozed all passed out, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And this person, wanted to be around, wanted to be in your presence, to see something through, and they may have, and they may have been shocked at the fact that you woke up. Especially if this is not somebody that wasn't around at the time when you do lay down, or when you did get done with some type of, because it could be a situation where somebody worked for Uber Eats or something like that. They delivered DoorDash or something. They put something in something. And it's like somebody was expecting something, to be said, or something to be discovered, about you, and to see you not affected by what they did or what, their actions were. Like, especially if you told somebody, hey, I ate that, I feel like, I don't feel good or something like that. And they may have went along with what you were saying. Like, yeah, what's going on? They must have put something in your food or something. It could be, that food was no good or something. They may have given you something that was just sitting up or something like that. They, just went along with whatever something was. Like they did, but they had something to do with it. Could have been a Sagittarius with this Eight of Wands in reverse. Clarify the Eight of Wands in reverse. Got the Ten of Pentacles. Virgo energy. And it could be over the fact that they wanted this Ten of Pentacles. Like somebody wanted to, you got the Strength at the bottom of the deck. Leo energy in the upright. But somebody could have wanted to do this in order to, get some kind of money or profit or something. But you spiritually, you too strong. Like somebody, like your immune system, or your spiritual protection is too strong with its Strength at the bottom of the deck. Lovers in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. With the Page of Pentacles in reverse. God damn. Ace of Cups in reverse. Like somebody was trying to get something get someone out of the way, but it's like somebody is, not looking at maybe somebody beautiful but not stupid. With this Lovers in reverse. Like somebody may not have thought they may have thought somebody, oh, they just look good. They not very smart. This person gonna do this. They ain't very smart. They don't know how to protect themselves. This is not somebody that this is somebody that may have thought they didn't think too far into you knowing what you know, or being who they thought you were in the spirit realm. Like somebody may have just been surface level and thinking, because you look a certain way, that you don't know about certain things or didn't know how to protect yourself. Somebody may have just thought, oh, that person just, they're a bad motherfucker. They look good. You know what I'm saying? They got something going for them. But they ain't that damn smart. And they are. They are. They absolutely are. And it could be over somebody's, breakup or something ending, with this Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Like somebody is not to be trusted. They're not very, trustworthy. This is somebody that does not do, very good planning and shit. And they also somebody that make up a lot of shit and very vengeful and spiteful. Like they do things and go out of their way to like sabotage other people, because something ain't going right for them. Somebody didn't like what a Virgo had going on. They wanted it. Somebody wanted, like, and it don't have to be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It could be the fact that somebody just didn't want how somebody was coming off to be. Like they wanted to take the place, or, come into some type of, balance and success and things like that for themselves, but not realizing just how strong somebody is in the spirit. They may not seem like they prepared, or that they, got their shit together in the spirit realm or in the spiritual sense, but they do. Somebody's very protected. What's the Eight of Wands in reverse with the Ten of Pentacles? What's the Eight of Wands in reverse with the Ten of Pentacles? clarify the 8 of Wands in reverse with the 10 of Pentacles. Spirit of the angels. 8 of Wands in reverse with the 10 of Pentacles. What's the 8 of Wands in reverse with the 10 of Pentacles? Got the 4 of Cups in reverse. Cancer energy. Somebody looking at whatever it was they were going through emotionally, whatever they were trying to accomplish. It's like now somebody has to reevaluate how they seen themselves or how they saw something. Because it's like now somebody wants to regain like some type of perspective, balance in a situation now. Yeah, somebody disappointed with how something turned out. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, like somebody didn't like the fact that you know, were this 10 of Pentacles. It's like almost like some child, 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck with the 2 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. Somebody had a lot of options they were juggling, you know what I'm saying? Maybe finances, people, you know, how they would, you know, where to put energy into. But I feel like somebody got the victory in a situation. Now somebody has to wait for, you know, their opportunity to come back around just by them being consistent, you know what I'm saying, and staying, you know, focused on, you know, what got them here in the first place. So if somebody allowed, you know, something that they were, somebody that, this don't have to be you, could be somebody that is in your energy that went through this with somebody because of a connection ending with the lovers that was in reverse. Like somebody could have, you know, went through something with a family member, you know, separating. And like I said, I was getting that T Grizzly situation that, you know, was going on with him. But it's like somebody now, you know, is dealing with how the turnout is to something that they thought, you know, was supposed to. They disappointed with it. Like somebody was. I'm telling you, I'm getting that situation, you know, with him, and it don't have to be his situation that, you know, this card is talking about, because, you know, this ain't no telling what other attempts, you know, that person allegedly made, you know, to end this cycle or this situation, this confusion that they had going on, you know, with the masters and stuff like that concerning, you know, this person being his manager, you know, at a time where his debt was, you know, pretty big, and having to get out of it without losing all the stuff he worked on and what he was using that to build on, you know, to be where he at right now, married and, you know, happily married and doing all he could to be with this woman. And I feel like this person don't even realize what he had, the contract she done entered into with this person. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, something was moving slow. Like, let's just say somebody actions, you know, was supposed to be when you walked away or when something ended, for them to come in and take some type of action, make some big changes, you know, take some accountability, you know, to have this 10 of Pentacles with you. And they may not have done that in a timely fashion. Things may have been moving slow, and they may have had to stay the course with somebody, or go with the flow of how something was going until they could make a move or take some type of action, you know, to do something. And whatever they were doing to, like, speed something up and trying to stay the course, you know, to have something pan out, you know, so that they can get this security they were looking for, or get this money, this real, you know what I'm saying, this glow up that they were looking for. It's like something didn't work out that way, and they disappointed by it. So it's like now somebody has to, you know, go through that moment of experiencing, you know, how to balance things out again. You know what I'm saying? How to make things right with somebody. Because I feel like now somebody is like wanting to, you know, find some other creative thing to do, especially if that didn't work. Because you got, like I said, the 7 of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. The 10 of Cups in reverse. Somebody had a lot of options. Like they may have had a lot of other people, on a list of people, that may have been, and it could have, and this person, I feel like this could have been you or a past person went through this with somebody trying to, get at them like this, but it could have been any one of these people with the Seven of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, could have been any one of, this person could have been dealing with any one of the options because all of these people had different agendas with the Seven of Cups, and they were juggling, where to put their energy into, and this person may have been juggling their priorities and things that was supposed to help them make decisions easier, and they may have not done that, but somebody got the victory in the situation because they were juggling, trying to figure out who was the better fit for something, and now it's like somebody ended up getting the victory. Aries, Leo, Sag. With this Ten of Pentacles. So it's like now, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, somebody gotta, wait for something to come back around in them now with this Ten of Pentacles and this Ten of Cups in reverse. Like they could be experiencing delays and obstacles and shit now because of what they did. Trying to get to this Ten of Pentacles with somebody else. Aries, Leo, Sag. Like somebody now they going through it because whatever they were trying to do to get whatever they wanted out of something, or play on somebody's emotions or something like that, or the fact that they felt like somebody was not going to make something happen with them. Like say they knew wanting to be with another person or going toward another person was not going to be something they could do quietly. Boom, let me get rid of this or do something to affect this person in a way to where I can go on and go and not have to deal with this person, being in the shadows, lurking, wanting to ruin what it is I'm trying to go toward, Ten of Pentacles. But or vice versa, somebody could have wanted to sabotage what somebody wanted to do, even if that person didn't verbally out loud say it. It's like they want to clear up something or try to prematurely do something, to make something turn out in their favor, and that shit didn't work. Like I said before, I pulled in the tarot. You know what I'm saying? Just off these 3 cards alone. Clarify seeking elders and got for guidance and advice. Why is it in reverse? Seeking elders for guidance and advice. Clarify why it's in reverse. Seeking elders and guidance for advice. Seeking elders and guidance for advice. Why is it in reverse? Seeking elders and guidance for advice. Clarify seeking elders and guidance for advice. Why is it in reverse? Seeking elders and guidance for advice. Reverse. Got the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups. Somebody wants to come in, possibly, it could be a friend or somebody like that, or it could be an advisor, somebody, that's a lover, or somebody that somebody has a lot of respect for, like somebody has a lot of good helpful advice. And I feel like a King of Cups somebody could be hiding the fact that they want to come towards you for some type of guidance. Like say somebody, got involved with somebody, or they were in a situation where they weren't as spiritually enlightened about, maybe the arts for real. You know what I'm saying? They may not have known a whole lot about something or how to combat something they end up going through. Unbeknownst to you, this King of Cups is giving me, could be a feminine energy, could be a masculine, or feminine and a masculine energy. But it's in reverse because somebody knows that they want to come back around, or they knew you to be somebody that, had this somebody's very intuitive. Like they have their own it could be a friend, but they look at, somebody else like as very helpful. You know what I'm saying? Like a loving friend, a lover that, gives helpful advice, or somebody that they confide in when it comes to them giving they thoughts to them, and you know what I'm saying, running something across. And this is somebody that will be able to, you'll be able to run something across them, or they look at you as somebody that can, pitch an idea to you or tell you about a situation, and you give them some helpful advice in that situation. Um, got the Page of Cups in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. 4-1, damn. So somebody was reflecting, I don't know if somebody was dealing with somebody, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that don't invest a lot into themselves, but they quick to speak on how somebody else is not compatible, or how somebody else is not capable of like being a better person or something like this. Like somebody trying to play, compare themselves to somebody, or trying to eliminate somebody else by not really making something look bad for them. It's like this is somebody that'll put somebody else down to make themselves look good in the situation, or to tell another person, whatever you saying about me, that person like that too. Like that person ain't no different. Like that person ain't better than me. Like that person is like that. Somebody is not a very trustworthy person. They not very good with money. They not very insightful when it comes to making plans, and not invested more into themselves, but they more focused on what somebody's insecure, and they threatened by the balance that somebody else has. Like if somebody is very intuitive, very intellectual, very resourceful, they very insightful, very wise, they know a lot of things, they know about a lot of things, and it's only because somebody wants to know them things. And I feel like somebody too damn lazy to do their own research and look into something to gain their own knowledge about something. So they discredit, somebody else from being capable, or somebody felt this way. Like they may have felt like you could have been with somebody that did not feel as smart as you. They didn't feel as tapped in as you, or as resourceful as you, as balanced as you. Like somebody did not see that. And it's like somebody want to come towards you for that guidance, or that helpful nature that you have about you, or something like that. If they're not coming towards you for that, they coming towards you because they know you like this. Because it's also given, like, if this person, by it being in reverse, this person may have also, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, like somebody now, is looking at how helpful, somebody was at a time toward them, like was very wise. Because it's like giving somebody feeling like they don't need to go toward, an elder for advice or something like that, or guidance. It's like this is somebody that feels they give helpful advice, or they know that you do when it came to them. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Clarify this King of Cups. Seeking guidance for you. Yeah. Three of Swords. Libra energy is like somebody, was doing what they could to get over some type of separation or heartbreak or something like that when it comes to how something ended, or it may have been something of the past that they felt like, they could have did better. I feel like somebody was going through something, like, I don't know if somebody had some past relationship baggage or something like that, but it's like somebody not wanting to get counseling, or not wanting to admit that they had some issues, or they had like some bad connections. You know what I'm saying? Like something, a lot of relationships or connections, with people they care about could have, ended in, some heartbreak all the time. Like they could have had a pattern of, connections that ended this way. And it's like somebody could have, been one more person on that list of people that may have broken your heart or handled your, your emotions, or, some miscommunication or lack of it. Because you got the Hermit at the bottom of the deck with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Magician in reverse with the Sun. Because somebody now, is looking within, or they know, it's time for them to do some type of self-reflecting. Because they may have been used to dealing with people, that like to go back and forth, or like try to get back, when it comes to like trying to find balance or something like that, or prove another person wrong, or like just being spiteful, revengeful. Like somebody may not be used to dealing with people that just walk on, that just go on, if something don't work without, all the negativity and shit like that. Because it's like giving a King of Cups may know somebody, they cause some separation because of, them not, listening to some good advice from somebody at a time where it could have been a friend, it could have been a lover, it could have been, somebody that was a close family member or something like that. It could be a baby dad, or they could be a father figure, you know what I'm saying? They could have kids even if they not, with this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But it's like somebody knows that they caused some type of heartbreak, or they are dealing with, some type of disappointment, in an area where they may have, lack, what I'm saying, giving or doing better, in a situation to where something would not have ended this way. And I feel like now somebody's seeing how the error in their ways. What's that saying? Trial and error. Like somebody realizing now, how something was like trial and error. What's the King of Cups with the Three of Swords? Clarify the King of Cups with the Three of Swords. What's the King of Cups with the Three of Swords? You got the Strength. With the Seven of Swords in the bottom of the deck with Aquarius energy, it's in reverse. Somebody want to confess something. And they may feel like now they're strong enough to do that. They may, be confident enough, now to see something clearly enough to be able to take accountability for it. Somebody want to, possibly compromise, or, come clean about something like this. Or they may just be some acceptance, in how something turned out, because of, their lack of communication or something like that. Yeah. Got the Seven of Swords in reverse, the King of Swords. Child, listen. Seven of Swords in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse, Nine of Swords in reverse. Damn. With the King of Wands in reverse. Whatever this heartbreak caused, somebody is stronger than they thought, another person was at a time, for them to get through whatever this separation may have been like for somebody else. Like somebody may not have thought another person would be strong enough to get through it, or, overcome it. Especially if whoever this is, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, is keeping to themselves, or keeping it close to their chest, that they, may have been dealing, with some heartbreak, because they may have sabotaged a connection with somebody they didn't think, at the time may have been something somebody could bounce back from, or like get over. And it's like, even if you think somebody didn't, really care much about how something ended, they did. But it's given like somebody may have went towards somebody, but they keeping it to themselves, or they a very private person. when it came to whoever they went to, like in the past, they may not have went to somebody, for guidance, or maybe very private. Somebody may not have wanted somebody in their business, or they may not have wanted to hear, somebody, that won't take their side. They may not have wanted to go towards somebody that was going to tell them, you were wrong. And they may have, had to bite down and accept, what I'm saying, going toward a King of Cups. Like somebody could have went toward a father figure, their own father. Or somebody that, that's a close friend that they got a lot of love for. You know what I'm saying? And they may have confided in them about, how they felt about this separation, their disappointment, the hurt that they may have caused somebody, and how strong this person was to have to get through that. And how, they may have to, be even stronger if they want to come towards another person. And even to go through, accepting how something turned out, even if they didn't confess and they didn't come clean, they didn't, make some type of confession or expose, whatever the situation they was in, or whatever they were dealing with this miscommunication, or how they looked at you maybe as a karmic or something like that, because, you had boundaries, or they may have been used to dealing with people that, was low down. They like to do that back and forth, that tit for tat type of thing. But they not dealing with the fact and not okay with the fact that they not talking to you. And they know what, it caused, and they know what, it's like somebody know why you are doing things the way you're doing things, and they know why communication between you and them is the way it is. They know why. And they feel like, they need to confess, they need to tell you exactly, why they not dealing so well with how you handle something. Like, I feel like somebody feel like you could be cold-hearted at times, or they felt like you maybe didn't care, when it came to how you said something or how you handled them at a time. Like, if you cut all communication off with them, no contact, no communication, and didn't look back in no way, whether it's online or off, like you didn't indirectly or directly say, or, something with this person, and they may not have wanted to show that it bothered them, but it did. And they may have felt like because it didn't bother you, that it made you come off as like somebody cold-hearted. Especially if they were dealing with people at a time that they would go back and deal with this person regardless of how, things may have been between them and anybody else. What's the Three of Swords with the string? Clarify the Three of Swords with the string. What's the Three of Swords with the string? Got the Knight of Cups in reverse, Pisces energy. With the Chariot in reverse at the bottom of the day. This is like somebody, possibly wanting to keep, you a secret, or at some point. Like somebody may have made something, and it ain't gonna be necessarily that. I feel like it could have been the fact that somebody wants to possibly take something slow. Or they may have been saying, because it's given like somebody that had some bad connections that didn't end so well. And it may have been the fact that this person was trying to, deal with something, the loss, or, breakups and separations with people, or the loss of love, fleeting, in their life, especially if they, love real fast. Like somebody may fall in love too fast, and they catch feelings too fast or something like that. And it may not have worked out. Like they may have wanted to take something slow so that they don't end up putting more, into something and not getting what they want out of it. Especially if these are people that they got with that wanted something from them. Like, they were a gold digger. They were somebody that, was playing on their emotions, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get this person to fall for them so they can get something out of them and really didn't care about. And they may have done something, had that worry when it came to you. But it's a Knight of Cups that, made, this is probably why somebody wanted to take something slow. It's no need to be in a hurry to get to the finish line with this person, or they being, I feel like you being instructed about that, or this is something that they realizing, that somebody wanted them to. I feel like somebody was trying to give somebody some bad advice at one time, or they were used to, hearing somebody tell them, that if somebody was too aggressive or too strong, too aware, or, too confident about something, like they want something, like somebody could be making or made another person feel as though because somebody was so confident about what they wanted with somebody else or something, that they needed to be cautious, of that person, like trying to break their heart if they don't do it, or they don't, it's something like that. Because this Knight of Cups is giving, like, somebody not wanting to move too fast, don't be in a hurry, to rush something. Somebody told somebody this, or they, may have made this person feel like, your confidence or something like that, your strength was, something they needed to be afraid of. Your confidence, and being sure about them, was something that they needed to be afraid of or be mindful of, or this, yeah. Like somebody wanted another person to question, your ambition, your confidence, of knowing what you want, who you want, and why you want this person. And I feel like they may not have wanted this person to trust that. And it may have caused them, a separation between you and them. And you was giving, like, you could have been somebody that was giving them good advice about things, but it's like somebody at one time seeing now, like how somebody, was telling them, one thing, and they were feeling something else. But instead of them listening and, to their heart and following their own intuition with this Knight of Cups in reverse, even in the upright, this is what the Knight of Cups talks about. It's like somebody, actually being aware of what they want, being confident in what they want, and coming in and saying it, and showing it, that this is what they want. They want to come in and give you some type of offer, a proposal, you know what I'm saying, put, an offer on the table. But this is in reverse. It's like somebody that, kind of held back from doing that, maybe because somebody was trying to convince them that it was another way of them doing something. Like, you don't have to do something this way. This person doing this, they could want this. They could be trying to have that. They could be trying to, get one over on you. They could be trying to use something like that. What's this Knight of Cups in reverse about? What's this Knight of Cups in reverse about? Yeah, the Four Swords in reverse, Libra energy. Like somebody ain't getting some rest over something. The Lovers in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Like somebody is not cooperating with another person. It's like somebody's, they... Like somebody don't want to cooperate with another person. Like they don't want to... Like it's a connection that's ending, and it's like somebody not accepting why something is ending. Like they don't understand, or trying to look at the fact that somebody's not communicating with them, but it's like getting them to the point of being ill about something. Like somebody's like losing a lot of sleep, a lot of rest, and they, not so okay with somebody not communicating with them now. Especially if somebody know they can't rush in and love bomb you or some shit like that. Or they can't love bomb a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Because somebody's too strong, like somebody's too, elevated. Their vibration too high. And somebody's going to be a lesson learned to somebody because they afraid, of the control that they once had is not there anymore. Like whatever somebody's ability or word of mouth or, what I'm saying, whatever they word magic was doing, it ain't doing it no more. Clarify, try to stay away from you, spine. Who is this? Clarify. Trying to stay away from you, spine. Who is this? Trying to stay away from you, spine. Trying to stay away from you. You got the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck in reverse, but you got the Three of Cups that came out. Cancer energy. Somebody want to celebrate, or they see you celebrating. Like you could be working on something new. You could be, somebody wanting to see what you celebrating. Like if you saying you got something going on, or if they say if you, if it's being said or you speaking of or posting about or giving somebody some type of hint that you got something going on, like you working on something, like somebody's spying to see what that is. Could be a king of wands in reverse that you're not talking to. They, somebody's like somebody want to ask you like what you got going on, and they, why is this? Trying to spy, trying to stay away and spying. Why are they trying to stay away? Why are they trying to stay away and spying? I told you, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Like somebody trying to act like they ain't paying no damn attention, like they trying to, come off around other people, even trying to trick themselves into thinking that what you got going on, they don't care nothing about. I ain't studying this shit. But they are. Got the Judgment in reverse at the bottom of the deck, Libra energy. Like somebody need to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to stop, playing games. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to trick themselves or like trying to trick or, manipulate their own way of thinking, trying to convince themselves that they don't give a damn, but they do. And this is somebody that possibly, was celebrating with you at one time. They, could be looking at how, whatever good news you got coming in or whatever it is that, you emotionally celebrating, that you have gotten to where you at right now emotionally. And you celebrating it, like you enjoying, those things that, at one time you may have, kind of fell back from, or didn't really get into no more because of your attention, you know what I'm saying, to whatever this situation was with somebody else. But now that you focused on self, you know what I'm saying, or you got yourself around people that, this is giving me like a celebration for you in the ethers. It's like, you, the Holy Spirit, and your spirit team. You know what I'm saying? It's what is giving me like with this. It's like your ancestors is celebrating things that you have overcome, the birth of new ideas. You know what I'm saying? The things that you, at one time may not have, realized was a generational thing. Like it may have been a generational curse that you've broken, a cycle that you cleared out, by way of, your actions. You know what I'm saying? The action you took, the graceful way that you dealt with something without being reckless, without being messy, without being, back and forth, tit for tat with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Playing mind games, having to use some type of divination, you know what I'm saying? Unknown, knowingly. Because I feel like some people, know about divination and didn't realize that they were participating in it or, used it at some point, did it at some point until it's made aware to you. Like when somebody tell you that the way you speak about somebody or the fact that you involve yourself in messy conversations with people is still spell work. You know what I'm saying? But with this 3 of Cups out here and this 7 of Pentacles in reverse, it's giving somebody want to know what you celebrating. But they trying to act like they don't want to, make it known to other people. But this is somebody that, is having to deal with, having to put something on hold with their damn self. Like they had, may have some things that's slowing down for them. They may be frustrated with the delays that they got going on. Maybe they want to come towards you and see. They may want to make some type of effort to come towards you, but they got so much shit going on and they having to, put some things on the back burner because they may not financially, have it, to just pop up, you know what I'm saying, and present you with an offer that that's really worth your time. You know what I'm saying? And this is somebody that is going to have to cope with the way, and you may have had to do this. You may have had to cope with, some of the changes because you had to exclude some people and, kind of, go move forward, you know what I'm saying, by yourself. You may have had to clear out a lot of people out your energy. But 8 of Swords in reverse, like somebody's freeing themselves for any, worry and things like that that may have, been something that they just realizing, their own thoughts or the fact that, they can't let what may have happened keep them from moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Or what could be said, keep them from saying anything. But it's better, it's like somebody gonna have to be prepared for some of the things that's gonna come towards them, when it comes to them not being. Shit, I feel like somebody can't really, deny, like, if they do want to come back around, like, they're gonna have to accept, like, some of the things that is gonna come with them doing that. Like, if they know people from their past are gonna pop back up, if they know some things that they, were into, how they were being, how they were, how some folks is when you with somebody good for you now after being a real low down person, and you got people in your past that feel like, I remember when that person was so damn low down, and they start showing you, they start, digging deep and going down that rabbit hole, pulling up, people's exes, telling them how their relationship with that person was, getting that person to talk about their connection with that person, all because this person now is a different person now. Like, they on a different path, like they're doing better now. Like, and even if they come to the surface and say, hey, I know people may know me to be a low down motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? At one time, I treated some women very wrong, very shallow. And I admit that, and they didn't deserve that. It was, I had my part in that situation, and they, were absolutely, right in how they handled that, and I had no right to, impose on their strength or their, life, the way I did, and leave such a damaging, moment for them to have to, a lot of pieces for them to have to pick up and not take accountability. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in a better place now, and the person that they with is not going to let them forget that either. That person that they moved on to is very much aware of that person's past, even if that person don't want to tell them. Because intuitively, you move on to somebody new from a very fucked up past, they not naive. They know that you been down through there before they came to you, before you made it to them. So they not gonna be shocked by what people got to tell them about your past. It's about how they know people may respond and how people done came for them when it comes to you. You get what I'm saying? Vice versa. So it's like somebody knows, if they want to come towards you, what they gonna have to deal with. Because there's somebody that knows that they got some delays of their own, some postponements. They got some things that they've had to wait it out. You know what I'm saying? In order for it to be something that they can share or delight in for themselves. Like, it's something, if they want something with you, or they want to be able to contribute to something, to be able to be part of something, like, they gonna have to wait for their moment to shine, because this person is trying to, like, possibly be where somebody else is, just to see, all because they may not have imagined that person, Three of Cups by themselves. Like, somebody may not have imagined, you celebrating without them, or somebody wants to know what you celebrating, period. Instead of waiting on what they, what they working on to work out. You know what I'm saying? Focusing on them. Because this is somebody that's trying to avoid judgment. What's the Three of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse? We're going to close out. What's the Three of Pentacles? What's the Three of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse? Clarify the Three of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups in reverse. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. Somebody is very aggressive. Like, somebody, I would say they're very determined, but it's like somebody wants to be, they got a very strong verbal, way of, like, talking about what they want, and when it comes to some type of lifestyle or status they trying to have. And it's like somebody's like a Devo in their own energy, when it comes to them wanting to move forward, and the way they talk about what they have and how they want to, come out to other people and shit like that. But this is like somebody that needs to think for themselves and not try to live in the light that somebody else feel like they ought to be in, or who they need to be with. It's like somebody saying, I know that person ain't trying to say that they over here celebrating like this and they still driving this, or they still using that deck of cards, or they still doing this and they still do it's like that. Because somebody don't want to look, within, and somebody is at a crossroads now, when it comes to them seeing something from a different perspective. Like somebody was confused about, how they needed to reevaluate the people around them and how people saw them and how they saw themselves. Because when the hangman is in the reverse, even in the upright, it's like somebody actually having a new way of thinking, turning over a new leaf, I'm seeing something from a different perspective than I did when, I was in my South Node. Boom. Now you got somebody, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, somebody possibly, was in that moment where they were not looking at themselves as an issue at all. Like this is somebody that may have looked at, neglecting their own spiritual enlightenment, and not accepting the fact that they were not spiritually leveled up like they thought they were, or didn't think that they needed to be that way, but they did. Like somebody neglected or lacked, that spiritual enlightenment and balance that they needed to have. Like somebody was not there. They not there. And this is somebody that's critical of other spiritual people. Like if they feel like somebody else is more knowledgeable of their spirituality on their journey, where they at on their journey, somebody may not have thought that somebody is enlightened and as smart and wise as they and intuitive as they actually are. All because they're not. Somebody is not, and they'll put another person down, and say that they not either because they not. It's like just because that person may not be saying something that benefits you or is in your favor, don't mean they lying. Just because that reading is not something that resonates with you, don't mean that the reading ain't for somebody or somebody get it. Whether they in the comments saying it or whether they not. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people look for that to be, an answer for them as to whether somebody even believes you. They looking to see, well, you seen nobody commented, you seen nobody say this or that. It don't matter. Because however somebody takes that reading, you will never know as long as that comment section is blank. You will never know. Because somebody's still viewing the reading. Hell, it could be one person keep coming back viewing the damn reading. One person. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got some same people that will subscribe to their own damn platform just to get their views up. You get what I'm saying? Like just to get, they platform popping. You know what I'm saying? They'll go and buy some of their own merchandise and make reviews and, just to get people to, contribute. To invest. You'll be surprised. And some people do, get exposed for doing that. What's this Knight of Swords about? What's this Knight of Swords about? But this is somebody that possibly went towards somebody else, or they were dealing with somebody that had this aggressive, communication or way about them, or how they wanted people to see them, talk about them, because they got some type of status, or, they want to have some type of image, to uphold. And they want to keep, somebody around them or in their life, or have some type of recognition in that way, when it comes to somebody being very aggressive, very argumentative. Like they'll go back and forth with how somebody else is, prospering versus, how they feel like that person is doing better than them or doing better than anybody or doing anything at all worth anything. What's this Knight of Swords? What's the Knight of Swords? Two of Swords. Like somebody, is saying something or doing something to keep somebody, at a crossroads with what decision to make. If there's somebody trying to make another person feel as though going in another direction is going to put them in a bad situation, or you're going to, mess around. Like somebody is trying to hide something, that really is being said, or like whatever the message is something to keep somebody from going in a direction that they feel like, is going to get them the answers. And somebody like withholding some information, you know what I'm saying? It's like trying to keep somebody, from looking at something clearly to make a decision. Got the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck in reverse. Scorpio energy. Because now somebody feels as though Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio could be a low vibrational Scorpio, feel like they don't deserve something, like, why am I going through this? And it could be the fact that somebody is, looking at the past, or some type of nostalgia somebody having out of happiness that they once had. And it's like somebody want to go back and make something right, and they're going to regret if they don't. Like, somebody's going to have a lot of resentment if they don't but go back and face their issues. Or they knowing that, this is, yeah. If somebody wants to keep another person like at this, and they could have, whoever this is that's fine, they could have had you at a stalemate, because they were so, involved, with trying to have some type of lifestyle and shit, some type of status. You know what I'm saying? And they may have allowed, third parties, to get involved, and had them, confused about what direction to go in. And they could have been holding back information, or like, trying to keep from, telling you, exactly why they made the decisions they made, like where they were at in their life at that time or in that situation. Whoever this is that's spying. And somebody want to come towards you, like, but they feel like, there may be an argument with somebody else, and somebody's very argumentative. It's like somebody want to come. It's like knowing somebody want to come towards you, but they know the person they may be dealing with, that may know if they do walk away or go in a certain direction, like they may know somebody, whoever this particular person is, that may be trying to mislead them or something like that, or somebody that's spying, like they're trying to keep from coming towards you. Because they feel like, whatever lifestyle or whatever, they were after with somebody else, or somebody else, made them feel like, it was more important for them to have some type of image or status. This person could be very argumentative about them walking away and possibly building with somebody else that's not materialistic. They could be, self-efficient. You could be self-efficient, but it's like they got involved with somebody now that's got them at a stalemate or at a crossroads, because they like trying to, see confirmation train coming. But yeah, somebody could be coming towards you, you know what I'm saying, to like give you some type of confession, or, even if they telling you like, I accept how things is between me and you. You know what I'm saying? I did what I did. It is where it's at, right now. And it may not be anything I can say or do to make it better or to take it away, make it go away. But they may know, going towards you may cause a lot of arguments and stuff like that. But it's like somebody, being very confident, but also, want to come in and like just take some type of action and say, hey, I wanted this, I wanted that. But I feel like somebody they involved with, or somebody is involved with somebody that wants some type of lifestyle, and they watching you and want to come towards you or something like that. But they at a crossroads right now with whether, they should walk away from whoever they with to go do that, because of how that person has provided a lifestyle for them, or they provided a lifestyle for this person. And it's like, it may be something that they may end up, being intimidated by, because they know this person is going to be very pissed off, you know what I'm saying, about a lifestyle that they want this person to continue to keep up for them. Or especially if they feel like that's a lifestyle you coming towards or going into, and it's like somebody, knows that they, want to be part of that, but it's given like somebody could be having to leave somebody else to do that. And the resort to do that, if they resort to do that, if they decide to do that, it's like somebody knows that Five of Cups in reverse, like they gon' not, somebody is not gonna be able to live with a decision, about somebody going on because they didn't face something. And it's like, with the Five of Cups in reverse, it's like somebody knowing that there's another opportunity, there's more, to, be, it's more to come in a situation. But I feel like it's what this person making, and I feel like the memories of them being happy with somebody, that they know happiness was with, it's gonna be, on them, for the long haul if they don't go back and face whatever this is, and not let, whatever somebody was trying to gossip and say or put another person down, being immature, playing games, or them doing this. You know what I'm saying? Be the reason why they end up, in a very unhappy situation. But I'm gonna end it here. Make sure you guys do something nice for someone. The top of my makeshift deck was laying on top. The card that's on top. I don't know if you can see that, but allow too many unworthy people to affect their decisions. Seven of Cups. Somebody let too many outside people convince them or have a say in something, that they needed to see for themselves, feel for themselves. Because these people don't know you personally. These people ain't never, spend a day laying next to you, ain't never, been in the same room with you. And some of them may have, just heard about you through somebody. But they let them people have more influence on them than their connection to you and their involvement with you personally. Face to face. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to end it here, collective. Make sure you guys do something nice for someone, even if you don't know them. Again, this is Divine Eye Mystic. Until next time, I love you. Bye.